Yeah. I'm a big time Bitcoin believer. I mean, we see all these big names. I mean, Tesla, Elon Musk, all these big names all backing Bitcoin. And so, I mean, if you don't believe in Bitcoin, then I don't know what you're thinking.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Altcoin Daily. My name's Austin. Of course, I'm here with my brother, Aaron, and very special guest today, professional athlete, Taylor Rapp. Now, he is free safety on the Los Angeles Rams, number 24. And for our audience that maybe isn't in America, because we do have a global audience, that's the National Football League, NFL. Taylor, thanks for joining us, man.
No, thank you guys for having me on. Big fan of your guys' channel.
Nice. How long you been into cryptocurrency?
Actually, believe it or not, I was back in it. I was into it back then in 2017 when Bitcoin made its run up to 20K plus, but kind of been out of it and just kind of been busy, with football and finishing up my college career and getting drafted and obviously started my professional football career with the Rams. So kind of been out of it, but everyone is hearing about the NFT buzz, and so that's something that I decided to get in on. I've had a buddy who actually first got me into crypto way back in 2017, and he's been telling me I need to create my own NFT for about 3 months now, and even before like Logan Paul dropped his, and I'm sure everyone knows Patrick Mahomes, Rob Gronkowski dropped theirs. So I'm just glad that I can get in now, and it's still early on in the process, but it's it's the buzz around right now, and it's kind of the hot topic, right?
Absolutely. And for everybody, there's a link down below for Taylor's NFTs. I've seen them. They look awesome. But just for the audience, before we dive into the conversation, this interview came about real last minute. Taylor hit me up on Instagram. He's like, hey guys, I'm getting into this hardcore. I have my own line. And Aaron and I, of course, want to network with the LA locals. Said, hell yeah, let's do it. So we'll talk big picture cryptocurrency and then get into the non-fungible tokens, Taylor's line.
Yeah, that's cool. I want to know how Taylor, you got in 2017, so probably FOMOing into some altcoins.
Yeah.
And then what coins were you interested in then? And then after you learned a little bit, what do you think is valuable in the space? How do you think of it? Because, whether, Russell Okung, obviously a huge Bitcoin proponent.
Oh, right.
Some people, Ethereum proponents. How do you think about it?
Yeah, no, I'm still kind of early on in the process. It's still really early, in learning all the coins. And back then, obviously I was into Bitcoin, actually Ethereum. I had some Litecoin as well. I was a big believer in XRP, Ripple, but yeah, that didn't pan out the way it wanted to be. But so. Just kind of, getting back into it now, especially with the NFTs, and the NFTs are, such a cool and innovative way. And I really think, obviously I think I'm a big believer in crypto and, DeFi and decentralized finance. And I really think that the NFT world is here to stay, because I really think that here in 3 years now, every major professional sports team player, that's going to be like the new trading card. It'll be these digital assets, non-fungible tokens like we're talking about. And, I think the physical sports card will be a thing in the past. I think they'll still be around for, the older generation, my folks, my parents and the boomers, that like that physical, tangible asset. But I really think the future is NFTs and these unique, non-fungible tokens, these, digital assets.
Yeah, it's crazy just because you were probably since you've been in since 2017, there was a time where nobody was really interested in crypto. Then Bitcoin started going up, and then just this whole NFT craze that we've seen for the past 3 months, 5 months. It's just crazy how much people immediately get it, who are either fans of a sports team or a particular artist. It does seem like people just love to it's a way to be more connected with your fans, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that's partly why I wanted to get involved was, it's just it's such a new space and cool, innovative way, like you said, to connect with your fans, other than, just the normal in-person stuff like that. It's such a cool and innovative way to connect with fans. So super pumped to get involved and, jump in this new space and, hopefully, not only I can launch this this year, but maybe make it an annual thing where I launch the Taylor Rapp collection every year and connect with fans that way.
So how many are you launching, and what's like the price points, just real briefly?
Yeah, so launching actually only 90 total in supply, so super exclusive. There will be a one of one. Normal stuff. Everyone has a one of one special edition one of one. There will be one NFT with 7 editions. There will be one with 10 editions, and then there will be 3 more with 24 of each editions. So that means 90 total circulating supply. We really wanted to keep the supply really low and keep it really exclusive. It's going to be all auction style, so English auction style. The auction will open up Thursday evening, 6 p.m. Pacific time. So I don't know, most people some people are East Coast, so that's 9 p.m. Pacific time on Thursday, 6 p.m. or no, 9 p.m. Eastern time Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific time Thursday, and then it will close on Sunday night at 9 p.m. Pacific time. So that's midnight Eastern time.
And as long as you don't use the NFL logo, the NFL can't do anything, right? They have to support you.
Yeah, so I've actually kind of learned all this the hard way, going through figuring out how to design all the NFTs and working with these digital artists. I've kind of formed, with me and my buddies who are, big into crypto and NFTs, just like this little 4-man army. And we've been, grinding for the last 2 or 3 weeks on figuring out all the logistics and just basically learning the whole NFT on our own, the NFT world and the NFT market on our own, designing all of them. There's been some bumps that we've hit and we've had to call some big audibles, but it's been really fun. You brought up that as long as there's no logo, so it can't be any Rams logos, no NFL logos. Even some of the team colorways are owned by the NFL and the Rams. And so it's there's a very gray area and it's a slippery slope. And so I actually got it cleared by the Rams and the NFL, all my pieces. And so I'm in the clear now, and it should be all going smooth for the launch on Thursday evening.
And what's the general consensus in the NFL locker room for cryptocurrency in general? Would you say everybody's kind of into it now that NFTs exist, or no?
No, not at all. You'd be surprised, man. I think I would say there's probably 10% that even really know more than surface level about cryptocurrency. And now NFTs are happening, and I think NFTs will start generating some more interest for the NFL locker room, just because the players and the actual talent, they can actually, use their name and likeness for profit, and they can get in on it that way and connect with their fans. Whereas if it was just cryptocurrency and investing in cryptocurrency and there was no NFTs before, it's super tough. And I would say probably 10% or even less than 10% in the locker room that really know, anything about cryptocurrency past like just the surface level.
We are early.
Early we are. Oh, jinx.
One more follow-up. Like before NFTs existed in the digital age, like players technically could create their own trading cards. But like no player was going to do that, because unless it was like the official trading cards from those official companies, they didn't have any value. Now that NFTs exist, anybody can do it. Is that an accurate statement that this just opened up everybody to be on the same level playing field?
Yeah, no, I think that's a very interesting point that you brought up, Austin, just because I think, with this NFT world, and actually players can create their own digital trading cards. And it's interesting too, because, a lot of diehard fans, instead of going through the intermediary, the middleman of trading card companies, it can actually be, the fans supporting directly to the player because they made it and they dropped it. They don't have to go through, a trading card company. So it's definitely interesting. And there's a lot of new stuff to this NFT world that it'll be fun to see how it all pans out. But I'm a big believer in it. And, I think it's here to stay. And this is just the start.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see whether, if down the line players or fans gravitate towards, because I assume like the NFL will eventually get into, official NFTs, if they'll fans will gravitate towards those, or because the barriers of entry for just anybody to take control of their own likeness, whether fans will like gravitate towards those NFTs. Just interesting.
Yeah, no, I mean, you guys are probably familiar with the NBA Top Shot. That's huge right now in the NFT world, and I'm wondering if the NFL is going to get into something like the NBA with the NBA Top Shot. So yeah, it's definitely interesting.
So maybe just one for those people, those professional athletes watching now that may not be as familiar with NFTs. Let's say you sell these NFTs, and then next year the Rams make it in the Super Bowl, you score 1 million touchdowns, defensive touchdowns. Your cards become super, super valuable. And then every time they're resold, you get a % of that resale, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So there's on OpenSea, which is the host site or the platform that I'm using to launch the collection, you actually get to set your own royalties for each NFTs. And so basically, like you just said, I'm banking on, whatever these NFTs sell as right now in this launch, you will still be able to earn royalties on them in the future every time they're resold. And just like you said, whether, I have a great season or, I make a Pro Bowl or I make a Super Bowl or whatever, anything to make me, or basically I think of the NFTs as like you're buying a stock in a person. So like, someone's buying a stock in Taylor Rapp, and, if I have a great season, then that stock is going to appreciate and it's going to resell for a higher price. And so that's one thing too, that is so cool about this NFT world, and definitely something that I wanted to get involved in.
So the two players, NFL players that I can think of who are, more of the poster people for crypto is Russell Okung with Bitcoin and Gronk with NFTs. Did you at all reach out to them before you launched, as you were getting into crypto, to connect with them?
No, I actually didn't. I probably should have reached out to one of them. Gronk and Patrick Mahomes they're the only two NFL players as of now currently. Hopefully I'm the third and there's no one before me, but I think this is just the start. But no, I should have reached out to them for sure, but I had enough homework on my plate that, I was reaching out to guys like you that I could get the word out about the collection. So I had enough on my plate with, designing the NFTs, figuring out all the logistics and stuff. So that slipped my mind a little bit, but, it probably would have gave me a lot of insight on a lot of this and would have saved me a lot of headaches. So definitely should have went that route. It probably would have saved me a lot of time.
Now let me ask you something, because I'm still trying to wrap my head around how you think of the cryptocurrency space. Because we always hear from the same, I follow tons of great Bitcoin and crypto people, and I know what they think, but I always like to talk to new people about what do they think. Do you consider yourself a Bitcoiner and a crypto investor, or even a crypto investor? How do you think about it? Do you invest in Bitcoin and other things?
Yes. Yeah. So I'm in Bitcoin and a few other coins. but like, again, like I said, you know, I'm super, I consider myself very, very new to this space and like not an expert whatsoever. And so I have a lot of my buddies in my close circles that are really big into crypto and, you know, have made tons of money over these past few years. And, you know, kind of, you know, helping me out in showing me the ropes of, all of this, but, I'm no expert whatsoever.
But you're a Bitcoin hodler like Russell Okung in that, you know, you understand why Bitcoin is going to be around and you have that hodl position because you are a Bitcoin believer. Is that a correct assumption?
Yeah. I'm a big time Bitcoin believer. I mean, we see all these big names. I mean, Tesla, Elon Musk, you know, all these big names all backing Bitcoin. And so, I mean, if you don't believe in Bitcoin, then I don't know what you're thinking. So definitely a big Bitcoin believer.
And then, you know, for OpenSea, what they use is Ethereum. You know, you'll get paid in Ethereum.
Yeah.
Will you be holding on to a lot of that Ethereum? Will you be selling it for US dollars or Bitcoin? Or are you an Ethereum believer as well or investor?
Yeah. So kind of side note to backtrack a little bit. So I'm actually part of the reason why I wanted to launch an NFT collection was I'm sure you guys have seen all over and even this past year, but like all these anti-Asian crimes since COVID happened, and me being Chinese American, Asian American, I'm using this as an opportunity. I think it's a great opportunity to get in and raise funds to donate to the AAPI community through this NFT launch. And so part of the proceeds and part of the sales will go to the AAPI GoFundMe. And then to answer your question, the rest I think I'm going to hold in crypto. I'm not going to cash out USD. I'm going to hold in crypto. Whether that's if I sell Ethereum and convert it to Bitcoin or other coins, altcoins, that's still to be determined. But no, I'm so excited about this opportunity, and it's such a great cause and such a great opportunity for me to raise money and for the API community. That means so much to me in my heart.
And what % is going to the charity?
So haven't decided exactly what I want to do a pretty good chunk because that was the main reason behind wanting to see or get into the NFT craze. And right now, I saw all these people, Gronk, Mahomes, you know, I'm not expecting to make as much money as they did, you know, because, you know, they're big names. And but, you know, I definitely wanted to, you know, not only, you know, connect with fans this innovative way, but, you know, make it mean something and have it backed by something. So I'm really looking forward to the launch and making it as successful as possible and trying to help out my community as much as I can.
Like, just thinking, you know, we're so early in this bull market, in my opinion, relatively speaking. And like you said, there's only a few people launching NFTs in the NFL. And, you know, they've seen how successful it is with NBA Top Shop. Near the end of the year, near the, you know, next season, there's no reason why we can't see like 100 people from the NFL players launching their own NFTs if they wanted.
No, right. I mean, I think, like I said before, I think this is the future. This is the future of trading cards, in my opinion. And it's going to come to a point, whether that's 3-5 years, where every player in the NFL, if you're not having an NFT, then, you know, you're missing out. Your agent, your team is not doing you, you know, justice and not helping you out and not looking out for you. So I really think whether that's by this time next year, and that's going to have, you know, over 100 NFL players that have NFTs. I really think this NFT world in this market is going to be big time.
You will be the person that they come to, just like, you know, our friends come to us about crypto. Everybody in the NFL is going to come to you and Gronk about, you know, how to do this.
Right. Yeah, no, that's definitely, hopefully that will be the case. And I'll definitely be able to help out a lot of people with, avoiding all these headaches and these speed bumps that we've had to deal with in this whole process. We've been grinding away these past 2-3 weeks. It's like, I have a 3-hour window where I go work out at the gym. I do a little rehab, and then I go to the field, get my field workout, running, conditioning, and then it's just grind mode all day and all night. But I make sure to get my work in, because football is my first job.
And besides the logo issue with the NFL, like, what's 1 or 2 random speed bumps that you can remember pushing through?
Yeah, so I mean, all the logo issues, all the photographers too. That was a big speed bump that we had to navigate, and because there's copyright infringement and copyright law with pictures is very, very slippery slope, and so we had to make sure all the pictures, because at first, this was partially on me, probably all on me, but we just started putting together like my favorite pictures and not figuring out who took the pictures. And so we had about 6 or 7 pictures of my favorite pictures that we wanted to create into NFT arts. And we found these artists that wanted to create all the NFT artwork and these digital arts and these paintings and sketches and drawing. And by the time they were halfway through or even done, I like looked into it a little bit more and was like, I should probably find out who took these pictures, just so like, I don't get sued later on. And so ended up finding out like at least 4 out of the 6 were like pictures taken by AP, Associated Press, Getty Images, the NFL, and then only 2 were like Rams. And so I was like, oh shoot, now we got to go back. And so we had to retrack back, find out, we had to repick the pictures and make sure they were Rams photographers, track down the Rams photographers, make sure they took that picture, get the digital artists to recreate them into NFTs, go through all that, making sure all the logos are out, all that stuff, the colorways are out. And then even with like before with the pictures too, I didn't know that it actually, if you were copying or if you were using a picture as reference or as inspiration and you're literally looking at it and using it, but you're still creating a new piece, that technically still could be copyright infringement. And it's such a slippery slope that we just decided that it would be best to just take some extra time and figure out where all the pictures were coming from and make sure we were cleared with all the pictures and we had permission from all the pictures. And so that was just such a frustrating headache that we had to deal with. But it's part of the process that we learned, and it's definitely I wanted to be a part of it, as involved as I am right now, from the get-go. And I wouldn't take it back for anything. It's been fun, and we learned a lot on this whole project. But happy to launch it finally on Thursday. We should be in the clear. Just got clear for all the legal issues and from the NFL and from the Rams, so we're good to go on Thursday.
Excited.
I love it. And my final question, Taylor, I appreciate you coming on, man. Our audience would lose respect for me if I didn't finish with the tough questions. So you say you love Bitcoin, but why haven't you announced publicly on Twitter or to the NFL, pay me in Bitcoin? I want half my salary in Bitcoin.
That's a great question. I mean, I should be just like Russell Okung. And I mean, did you see the story of him, how much more money he's made because of, like, at the time when he asked for the Bitcoin, and how much Bitcoin has appreciated and gone up in value? He's like almost twice his contract value, which is insane. So I'm definitely not doing it right. I should be the next NFL player to go out there and ask for my contract in Bitcoin, because like I said, there's no reason not to. I'm a huge Bitcoin believer.
Yeah. And even like he's always done, I think, just when he got regular paychecks, just, immediately converting like half or whatever to Bitcoin. Do you ever think about doing that? Because I'm sure Bitcoin is a hedge against the U.S. dollar getting deflated.
Right.
Do you ever think about, well, I kind of realize what Bitcoin is before most people in the world. I'm just going to make sure I have like kind of a lot in Bitcoin for the next 3, 5, 10 years.
Yeah, no, that's something to definitely think about. And like, you just kind of gave me that little nudge, and that's something that I'm gonna hit up my agent right now. And like, when we're restructuring for my second contract, that's something that I'm for sure gonna put in, because like, if you're not doing that, I really think you're like missing out. So I appreciate the reminder and the nudge, Aaron. That's something that I'm hitting up my agent. I'm gonna, after we get off this call right now, I'm gonna call my agent and say that's what we're gonna do for the next contract.
Dude, that's awesome, dude. You should tell your agent just to contact Russ's agent, because I'm sure like Russ, wants to help all his fellow athletes with that kind of stuff.
Right. Have you guys had Russ on the show?
We haven't had him on the show, but he has this Bitcoin conference in LA, which they only had one in real life because after that COVID happened. It's called Bitcoin Is. So about 2 years ago, we attended the LA Bitcoin Is, which is Russ's Bitcoin conference. Right. We met him there. And, it was a great event, and we that's how we know him.
Okay. Yeah. No. I've heard amazing things about the guy. He's a stand-up guy, and obviously huge Bitcoin enthusiast.
Oh yeah. So I guess as long as we're asking the hard questions, now you said that you consider yourself a Bitcoin proponent, you like Ethereum, and a crypto investor in general. I'm going to gift you $1,000 to spend in cryptocurrency today. What do you buy?
I think I for sure got to buy some Bitcoin. I'm really liking Ethereum right now too, and with this whole new NFT world, a lot of the wallets or a lot of the platforms are like only taking Ethereum right now. Like OpenSea is like exclusively Ethereum. You need an Ethereum wallet, Ethereum account. So I think for sure to name out the first two, it'd definitely be some Bitcoin, because you can't ever have enough Bitcoin, and some Ethereum as well.
That's all right, it. Now give us a couple low cap gems,
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly, I don't know too much about the low cap. So my friend, he's big into to Link, and he's made a ton. Oh, I see you cringed a little bit.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, Link is one of the ones that's just been going up for years and years. So congrats to Link, the Link Marine.
Yeah, I just saw you cringe a little bit. So obviously you don't have any Link. Huh?
Well, dude, in my opinion, and again, I'm not a financial advisor, because it just keeps going up. I'm like, damn, dude. I look at it, I'm like, is this thing overvalued? It just seems crazy.
Right.
Congrats to your friend.
Yeah, no, I mean, I certainly don't have any Link, but he's certainly made tons in Link, and he's been there since the start in Link. So, shoot, all I can do is say congrats to him, and yeah, sure. I guess he knows. I guess good job on that.
Yeah. So who else do you follow? Because you said you watch Altcoin Daily. I love that.
BitBoy, So I follow him. So I watch you guys and BitBoy a ton.
Friend of the channel.
I love it. Like that. Good dude.
Yeah. Do you guys know him very well?
Yeah, we met him in San Francisco once. He's been on the channel. Definitely a friend of ours. I'm surprised, dude. You say I can't really name any low cap gems, and then you say I watch BitBoy.
Yeah.
Dude, it's smart. It's honestly, for people who don't follow the market every day, it's just smarter to do mostly Bitcoin and then a little bit of Ethereum and then maybe a couple other things. That's a smart.
But do you guys mind telling me what you guys are all into right now?
I would say that my portfolio is 75 to 80% Bitcoin.
Okay.
And I'm glad you asked this because we usually talk about it on live streams because that's a big question, but we haven't done a live stream in a while. I would say 75% Bitcoin, probably 15 to 20% Ethereum, and then 5% on altcoins. So I own some Injective, some Super Farm. I mean, just a hodgepodge of random ones. A very tiny bit of Cardano. I'm talking very tiny.
Okay.
And then probably like 2 or 3 others. But sometimes people are surprised to learn that, it's only 5% of my portfolio besides the Ethereums and Bitcoins.
Yeah, so at least I'm doing something right with Ethereum and Bitcoin.
For sure.
Dude, I love it.
What about you, Aaron?
Yeah, for me, so in the depths of the bear market, for a long time, I was only cost averaging Bitcoin. And for a while, it was over 90% of my portfolio was Bitcoin. And then when, I started to see the market change and it started getting into a bull market, I was like, oh, damn, this thing is happening. And it was around when Ethereum was $500 and I, became bullish on Ethereum and bullish on altcoins. And then even just investing like 5% back then into like alts now, because some alts have seen like massive gains. Now it's like Bitcoin is like 75% of my portfolio. ETH is about 10%. And then I'm not like recommending anybody else buy these, I'm not giving anybody financial advice, but I own, Injective, Red Fox Labs, Definer, Super, a bunch of random ones that, I think will do well this cycle. But, for these like lower cap ones, I think a lot of new people coming in the space today can get confused and either think that these are just like Bitcoin, a decentralized open source network that's going to, gain value year after year, and not realizing it's more like a tech player, like venture capital. And it's just, more riskier, and you're betting just as much on the team executing as you are the protocol. So for a lot of these like smaller cap ones, I'm able to do this, or I think I know how to do it because I follow the market every day, and it's obviously a big passion. I'm planning to like sell for more, more of the ones that are a sure thing, like always increasing my Bitcoin position. I'm loving ETH right now, dude. I think how can you not be bullish on ETH? People coming in, all the celebrities promoting NFTs and athletes, and they got to go through ETH. If you're involved in DeFi, got to go through ETH. So I'm like using smaller caps to like get more of the ones that I think actually have years of value, but always keeping the moon bag. I think a lot of people in 2017, a lot of people sold really early on that run up. And just Cardano as an example, if you get into Cardano at 50 cents and it goes to $5 and you sell 100%, that's awesome. But what if Cardano goes to $10? You feel like you missed out. So then you FOMO in at $10 and you buy the top. So, what I do with alts is I kind of like scale out.
Right. Yeah. And do you guys mind asking me asking, how do you guys feel about this whole NFT world and what you guys think about it?
Great question.
I love these questions. So, I mean, overall, I think it's cool. Like, I understand why people are into it. Just looking at it, obviously it's going to get bubbly. There's a lot of people buying NFTs that, those NFTs are going to be hard to sell at a certain point once interest goes down and you realize, oh, maybe this NFT isn't that good. Now, the people who are like making like money in NFTs are the people that come with a built-in audience, like, people with a YouTube channel or a celebrity in general, people who are from sports teams, just because just like people love collecting things before they were NFTs, like cards and everything, people are going to love that in its digital form. Generally, I'm bullish on it. I think it's a cool thing. I think people should be, kind of wary of it and like think about it. They shouldn't go all in on an NFT. I mean, really, you should buy it if you actually don't buy it as like something you're trying to like flip necessarily. It should be something that you actually like, whether it's a piece of art or you actually like the athlete. Generally, I think it's good.
Right. Yeah. What about you, Austin?
Yeah, dude, for sure. I mean, NFTs, super bullish. I think it's clear that they're here to stay. I think it's important for new people to understand that the value of that NFT is the relevance of that specific NFT has to do with 100% the relevance of that person creating it. So for example, if Little Yachty makes 1,000 NFTs throughout the course of this year, and for some reason, I'm a fan, but so for some reason he's not relevant in 3 years, then, then those NFTs, they're not going to have any value. But of course, if Lil Yachty keeps blowing up, if certain athletes keep blowing up, then man, those NFTs, just like art, just like trading cards, going to have a ton of value. So generally speaking, I'm bullish on all of the platforms. I think the tech is here to stay. And I think it's just, I'm not specifically looking, it's hard for me to evaluate specific NFTs, but I love watching. I'm here to see how this plays out.
I think if you're an athlete, that's the way to do it. Cause, sports fans already love collecting stuff. Like they already know that they're going to hold on to that card, whether they can sell it or not, just because they're a fan of the sport or the athlete. So
right.
Definitely a good space you're in, I think.
Yeah, no, for sure. I appreciate you guys' insight. I think for some of the sports fans and the collectors, I think it's just going to be a little tough for them because a lot of them are in that older generation, the boomers, where they don't really like the idea of an NFT and they like that physical asset that they can see and hold. And that's partly, so I part of my collection. So the 1 of 1, the special edition, there will be some physical utility that will be attached to all pieces. But for this 1 of 1, so the winner of the auction for the 1 of 1 will win a meet and greet with me in person, will win tickets to next season's game, sideline passes to next season's game, and then signed jersey, signed game-worn cleats, signed game-worn gloves, a signed football. So that's all with the 1 of 1. And I really wanted to attach some physical utility for those sports fans who want, some physical, tangible utility that they can actually get out of, and it's not just the NFT or stuff like that. And so there's some other stuff like
awesome, man. I think that's really to give the fans feeling of they got a lot of value. I think that's awesome.
Right, exactly. And then for the other NFTs and the other editions, I'll attach some memorabilia and even like a Zoom interview. You'll be entered if you own an NFT, then you'll be entered in a giveaway with some memorabilia, and you can win a Zoom interview with me or just stuff like that. I really think adding that physical utility for the fans is going to help too.
And will you fly them out for a game? Or do they
I don't know about flying them out. I just had the game tickets and then the sideline pre-game tickets, but shoot, that could be enticing though.
I think you're offering enough. I just wanted to make it clear.
First few years, fly them out. Come on.
I think you're good with that. They can buy some Spirit Airlines, fly out themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Taylor, ask us more questions on crypto.
Yeah, okay. So when did you guys get into crypto?
So I got into crypto early, we first heard about it back in 2014 when we were in college. I think the Bitcoin pizza story I saw on Reddit. It wasn't until late 2016, basically the beginning of 2017, when I started really getting involved. But, I really was not in it full time. I was just kind of I won Uber driver later in 2017 was talking to me about Filecoin, how he 3x'd his money. And then earlier in 2017, I worked with a guy who was telling me about Bitcoin and stuff. And I wasn't in it full time. I was kind of watching it. I did what is good advice to any new people, not going all in on anything. So I really did not have any significant money in 2017. It wasn't really until we started this channel February 2nd, 2018, probably the worst time ever to start a crypto channel because the market was going down.
Yeah.
And, but that's when I really got in it full time and started trying to figure out what's valuable. And so 2018 full time, basically.
Okay. And then Austin, you same boat?
Same story. Aaron, I knew that it existed, but actually getting back in the 2017 run up, Aaron was into it more than me. And he was the one, telling me about it. Aaron's also the one that started started posting content later on in 2018. Then I joined the channel later. So I have Aaron to thank.
There you go. There you go. That's some twin brotherly love right there.
Made Austin crypto rich. He owes me everything.
Yeah, that's awesome. So if you guys don't mind me asking, are you guys into like regular stocks and bonds, or are you guys exclusively just crypto now?
Dude, you crossed the line with that question. No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry.
No, just kidding.
No, I'm not really into it. Now, like years ago when the market was pumping before the COVID crash and like a lot of people were into trading stocks at that time, I felt kind of like, kind of weird because I wasn't into it because they were all talking about their gains. And at the time, Bitcoin was still down and the market was still down. Mm-hmm. Now, after the COVID crash, I still didn't get into it, but now Bitcoin's going up a lot faster and crypto a lot faster. So there's nothing against it, but since I follow the crypto market every day, since, it's highly volatile, can appreciate fast, I'm just more focusing on crypto.
Yeah, me too. I mean, for me, Aaron and I have both drank the Kool-Aid. We are 100% believers in Bitcoin and certain altcoins and watching the space. And because we watch the space every day, I mean, to me, there's no reason to be into stocks and bonds for me, at least not until we enter a bear market again. And then I think it's smart to diversify. But I mean, I'm all in crypto.
The thing is, like, nobody knows the future, but in my opinion, I think like even if you're not in crypto at all, not financial advice, but like now is the time to like get in, because now we're in a maturing bull market. This is when the biggest gains are made if past performance, can tell us anything, but I actually think it's more bullish than the past since the plumbing and infrastructure has 100x since 2017. So at like a certain point, whenever we get closer to the top, I'm never going to sell all my Bitcoin. In fact, most of it I will not sell. But at a certain point, I will sell some and maybe buy a stock. Who knows?
Yeah. What about real estate? Are you guys into any real estate investing?
No, but
I want to, like, that's one of the things I do want to like diversify into when but I don't know anything about it. So I'm going to have to like, find a friend.
Investing, but I want to get like a house eventually.
Right. Yeah.
So definitely down the line. Now, can we share your news that you told us off air?
Oh yeah, of course.
Taylor just got a house.
Yeah, just bought a house this past off season here in my hometown, Bellingham, Washington. It's my home in the off season now when I'm not in LA, not during the season. So, it's I don't know if you guys are familiar with Washington, but it's 9 months out of the year it's raining and pretty depressing. But I'll tell you what, the summers are absolutely beautiful.
Nice.
I love that. We should give Taylor, because Altcoin Daily, BitBoy, obviously the top two crypto content out there, but maybe you have a third and fourth. We should recommend to Taylor some other places to get information.
Yeah. Of course, I would love more. I'm getting back into crypto a little bit now, so like I would love recommendations of more like YouTube and more people to follow that you guys watch even.
I like BitBoy for his general overview of the market. He'll cover many different coins. Now, he's basically bullish on like all the coins he covers, which is no shame in that. But I think he's great for digging into those lower caps and just a general vibe of the market. I think he's spot on.
If these lower caps have something going for them, let's hear about it. That's what I like about it.
Yeah,
for sure. And I like one more. And I like Elio Trades for like specific altcoins. He'll talk about the big picture cryptocurrency market, but he'll hone in on specific altcoins that he likes. And I learn a lot from that channel.
Yeah, Elio Trades is good. I would recommend to like really understand why Bitcoin is valuable. What Bitcoin did. Peter McCormick. I still listen to that. That was my #1 podcast last year. Because Peter's just a normal guy and he brings on experts and they talk about, because the common question is, well, who knows if Bitcoin's going to last? And they're constantly, proving that it will on that podcast. So what Bitcoin did, I love. What else? I don't even know.
I mean, Pomp has a good podcast just for general big picture Bitcoin.
I like TFTC, Tales from the Crypt, but that's like more like, that's really for like a hardcore hodler. They get a little bit more in the weeds with that one.
Right. Okay.
And Alex Saunders too. He
Yeah,
is
Alex
great
Saunders,
perspective.
Nuggets News. That's good for YouTube.
Okay. Oh, I got one more question about Bitcoin for both of you guys. So when and do you guys ever see Bitcoin being the currency around the world?
It's a great question. Now, here's the thing. It was almost like a problem with the narrative last cycle where everybody said Bitcoin is this new currency and everybody thought, oh, means of payment. And then they tried to use it as payment. It was slower and more expensive. So it did not have a good narrative or a product market fit. And that kind of like, it was a point of tension last cycle. It's a lot better this cycle now that, people are saying it's a store of value. It's more like gold. I think that's way better for like to have people understand it because it's not a good currency at this point. I don't think it needs to be a currency or people should even think about it as a currency at this point in time. It just needs to be a store value, gold 2.0. Now, there are second layer solutions like the Lightning Network, like things on Ethereum, which, maybe one of those will, pan out in the future. I'm bullish on something panning out like that. And so, just the way it goes is, if you should read the book, the Bitcoin Standard, because it talks about the history of monies in general.
Yeah.
So not monies that are, say, where the government comes in and says, this is your money now, the US dollar. Obviously, that's how that money is created.
Right.
But all other monies in the history of the world, whether we're talking gold, whether we're talking beads, it always starts off as a collectible first. In Bitcoin's case, digital collectible. Bitcoin's first year and a half did not have a market value. It just traded between cypherpunks. Starts off as a collectible, then it gets into a reliable store value. That's where Bitcoin is right now, proving itself as a battle-tested, reliable store value. After that, once the network becomes more, it expands and becomes a little bit less volatile, and people trust it more over time. Then after that, it turns into a medium of exchange. That's a lot farther down the road. And then after that, once the price stables out, it turns into a unit of account. Now, even if Bitcoin never becomes a currency, I think it could with layer 2 solutions. But even if it never does, if it's just gold 2.0, gold has a market cap of 9, 10, 11 trillion. So if you say Bitcoin can have the same market cap as gold, that would put it at it would put it at $500,000 per Bitcoin.
Right.
So that's kind of the way I think about it. I think it could happen in the far future. You can use Bitcoin as payment right now with the Lightning Network, like with the Strike app or whatever, and I've used it. But I think the thing is, nobody wants to spend their Bitcoin right now because it's such a nascent new space. It's just going to appreciate in value so much, in my opinion. That's kind of how I think about it.
Yeah.
I love that. I would say that, I don't think Bitcoin is ever going to replace fiat outright. I think it'll be the internet currency. While we still have the US dollar, obviously stable coins are only getting more popular as the government finds out, we can put this digitally on a ledger and we can control all the nodes. And maybe not the US, but at least the Chinese government saying we can see more into the privacy of our citizens, allegedly. We don't know. But I would say that's a good question. Generally, I think it's going to happen sooner rather than later. I think humans have a hard time grasping exponential growth. And even though we have been slowly kind of going up over these last 10 years, that I think that curve is just about to hit as these institutions accept Bitcoin, whether it's 1% or 5%, saying, hey, this might be a reliable store of value. So I'd say sooner rather than later.
But I've gotten so many people who've come up to me in the last few months saying, I don't get, you say you're bullish on Bitcoin, but nobody's pricing anything in Bitcoin. Nobody's using it as a currency. Doesn't that mean it's a failure? And it's just, I think, no, it's not a failure because that was the wrong way to think about it the first time. And that was the message the Bitcoiners were pushing at the beginning, back when payments were cheap and easy. But it's actually, it's a store of value right now. And that's what it should be, in my opinion.
Nice.
Thoughts on that, Taylor?
No, that's both very interesting. I'm always wondering, when and if it ever does become, or even if it ever will become you know, the worldwide currency, or you know, the new currency. And so, but I mean, Aaron, you brought up a great point, like how no one wants to really use it as currency right now because it's going up in value so much. So why would you want to get rid of your Bitcoin? And so it's definitely an interesting point.
Awesome. Guys, let's talk a little more off mic. Let's wrap up this interview. Taylor, for the Altcoin Daily audience, besides your OpenSea link, which I'll post below, where can our audience find you?
You can find me on Instagram. I know a lot of people have Instagram. And my Instagram user is at Taylor Rapp, TAYLOR, and then RAPP. And there's no spaces, no numbers at all. It's just Taylor Rapp, at Taylor Rapp. I'm on Twitter as well. I don't really use Twitter that much. I don't know if you guys use Twitter much either, but Twitter, I'll be tweeting about the OpenSea collection. My Twitter is at TRAP07, TRAPP, and then 07. Other than that, I don't have a YouTube channel like these guys here. So just really those two social medias right now. And then obviously you'll be able to find me on OpenSea. My OpenSea username is the same as my Instagram username. So it's at Taylor Rapp, all lowercase, no spaces, no numbers, TAYLOR RAPP. And so super excited to launch this. And I appreciate you guys for having me on here and able to, you know, talk some cryptocurrency and be able to share my collection here. And you know, for sure, I would love to come back on here, and hopefully in the future when I come back on, I'll be able to answer some of your guys' questions a little more insightful and actually know what I'm talking about, and maybe ask you guys some questions that I could maybe stump you guys on.
I love it.
And we'll be, we'll be when the Rams start playing, dude. We'll be at a game.
Yeah, no, for sure. I would love, like, I'll get you guys tickets. You guys need to come to this season, this season to a game for sure. You guys need to check out SoFi Stadium.